Hello, you glorious through over 3,000 people and the 82% who have yet to subscribe. Please do. Today we're going to be doing a review of Space Marine 2. Is it good? Is it worth it? Is it worth all of the hype? Let's jump in and see. So, Space Marine 2 is out tomorrow officially. It is currently still in early access. I was lucky enough to get my copy. Lucky, I bought the Ultimate Edition. No, I didn't. I bought the gold, so I'm not crazy. So yeah, quick one on the pre-orders. Do not pre-order from CD Keys. They suck terribly. And they don't give you all the information, and their customer service is terrible. So yeah, other than that, pretty good to go when they're cheap and the game is out, but for pre-orders, very, very, very bad. Bad experience, will not go or recommend. But into the game itself, Space Marine 2. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to break this down into the solo play campaign part, and then we're going to talk about the operations and the PvP, and then most importantly, the customization, and then end out with my thoughts on the game. So first things first, if you have played the first game, you will kind of get the gist of this. The gameplay in the solo play campaign is very reminiscent of the original game. You kind of get powerful without even realizing you're getting powerful. I definitely noticed this at the latter stages of the campaign when I was absolutely rinsing Chaos Space Marines with my Thunderhammer, just like in the original game. So yeah, it's pretty good. The story itself is amazing. Like, I will say this, that as soon as the game opened up and I had the initial video of the starter intro video and then the first mission, I was blown away by just how good the game looked and was. Like, insane. If you are a 40k fanboy and a Space Marine fanboy, you are going to have wet dreams over this, because the attention to detail is insane. Like, really is insane. The opening cinematic, the opening intro cinema, the video coming into the game will have your jaw on the floor. Like, seriously. The level of detail on the Tyranids as well is just mind-numbing. And there's just a lot of really cool aspects to the game. The campaign was fun. It was challenging. Some of the fights were hard. Some of them were a little bit annoying, and more you're kind of just there for the story. You're not really there for the fight, which is kind of cool. Okay, it's story mode essentially is what the solo is. So I was kind of enjoying the story. But yeah, it was pretty good. Now, just a quick one, if you are playing, if you have got this and not yet got into it, when you play the first player campaign and then you go to play operations, you will know a very big difference if you're playing something like an assault class compared to what you're like in the solo play campaign. In the solo play campaign, you can jump way, 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 way higher, and you can jump further, and you can come down a lot harder and do some more wrecking. When you play operations for the assault the first time, you really can't. Now, I'm pretty sure this has probably got something to do with the unlocks and the perks. The more you play, the more you unlock, the more powerful the class gets. But just bear in mind, that kind of threw me when I did this the first time. But nice little segue into operations and PvP. Operations are very, very cleverly implemented. Basically, without spoiling too much of the main story, as you progress through the main story, you will meet the other half of your squad, and you will essentially send them off on their own missions to conduct and do stuff while you do your story mission. Those Marines that you've sent off are essentially what the multiplayer groups are doing in the PvE options of the multiplayer. So you play as one of those Marines carrying out that mission that Titus has sent you on. It's really cool. There is only 6 of them at the moment, and I'm hoping that as the game progresses, we will get more story elements, because they've definitely left that open to do so, and we will get more story and more operations and more stuff like that. That would be amazeballs. The operations are really good. Really, really quite nice and enjoyable. They're hard. They're not easy. They are very, very hard. If you watch the live stream last night, you will see just how hard they can be. And when we realized it was actually on easy, we were like, wow, we suck. But yeah, pretty cool. The customizations into it, and I'll talk about that as a whole in a second, are pretty good. But we'll talk about that in a minute. PvP. Now, PvP is pretty much where this game is at. I love the PvP aspect, and I have been absolutely loving PvP over the past few days. And even did like over nearly a 4.5 hour stream last night, just PvPing. Was really good. Didn't win any games until I actually stopped streaming, and then I won 5 games in a row. Amazing. In fact, this footage that you can see over this video is from the recordings I did after I finished live streaming last night for videos like this. So yeah, that was me kicking ass and taking names. So yeah, PvP is fun. I really enjoy the PvP aspect of the game. The customization options within the PvP are really good, and we're going to talk about that now. Now, I will say there's a couple of things regarding PvP. There's a lot of bitching and moaning about heavies and class balance and stuff like that. I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think the only class that is probably going to be on the receiving end of some negativity is the Assault, because the Vanguard already does kind of everything better, and so does the Bulwark when it comes to close combat. And I think a lot of the players that do Assault really, really well are the ones that have worked out that you're not really there for a long time, you're there for a quick time. And they kind of jump in, they do some damage, and they run away. And they kind of hunt down those enemy players that are almost dead. That you are the opportunistic killer. You're not really meant to be the sort of tip of the spear killer that you think you are just because your name is Assault Marine. That's not how that works. Heavies can be a problem, but they can be taken down quite easily if you do a little bit of coordinated gameplay. And one of the ones that I have found as a big problem is Bulwarks. If you come across a player who understands how the Bulwark works and that shield works, you ain't going to take that guy down unless you get somebody to come around the side or you frag his ass. So yeah. I think a lot of time when people talk about it and sort of criticize a lot of the classes, it seems to be a gameplay issue rather than an actual game issue. PvP is very much a coordinated affair. If you're going to run around and be a solo person, you're going to get wrecked really quickly. If you are in a coordinated team, you are going to wreck face, and that's just the simple way it is. Even one or two of you working together will do far more damage than one good player. So that's one of the things I do like about PvP. Customization options. Customization in this game is amazing. And they've done it right. They literally have done this right on every level. Now, obviously, the Ultimate Edition, as I've said in my customization video, comes with the DLC for the Ultramarines. But as somebody who doesn't own that DLC, I am still able to play the game and grind out and unlock all of those items that those people paid for straight away, which I think is great, because nobody is losing out on anything. No one is not getting something, which is pretty cool. Now, I will say this on the aspect of the customization. Even though it does appear that the customization options, the heraldry, overlaps both mode types, PvE and PvP, they don't. As an example, I unlocked my Nova Marines and my quartered colour scheme in the operations, thinking I could make my Howling Griffins, and then went to PvP and started making my Howling Griffins, only to find that when I logged in, they had reverted back to single colours, meaning that I had a yellow leg, a red leg, a blue body, red shoulders, and a blue shoulder, and all of that kind of stuff. The reason why is there are certain parts of PvP that you need certain aspects. So when you get into the heraldry, make sure that you go into the heraldry and you read what each individual of those chapters are going to give you. Mainly the one under the DLC, the Ultramarine Successors. They say the Ultramarine Successors, there's about 4 or 5 of them. In there is the quartered pattern. You need to unlock that to allow quartered patterns in PvP. Okay? You don't need it for operations, but you need it for PvP. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. Now, some of the things that I will say is a little bit downer in regards to some of the things that this game is missing is when the armor skins, you will need, so I say skins, it's like the sets. It says that you need X amount of wins. There is no way of keeping track of how many of those wins you have. Now, either the devs need to have that where that counts down, so you, as you win, those 35 wins that you need for the massive, massive set slowly starts counting down. As you look at it, it's like, oh, I only need 12 more wins, or I only need 8 more wins, I only need 4 more wins, I need 1 more win. That's kind of cool, because I was playing over the couple of days, and it kept on saying I had 7, then it said I needed 6, then it went back to 7, and then I unlocked it. So they need to do something with that to sort of give an indication of how far off you are. Even if there's a little progress bar at the bottom to unlock it or whatever, because that allows the players to visually see what they need to do, and that would be kind of cool. That would be my general feedback on that. That was a little bit frustrating. Another thing as well, stats. The game needs some form of stats where you are able to look and see how well you're doing. I know a lot of people don't really care about that, but some people do. They want to click on a button and go, I have played X amount of games, and I have won X amount of games, and I have killed X amount of people, and I have executed X amount of Tyranids, and I have stats for operations, and I have stats for PvP. That would be kind of cool. Okay. You could even tie in some cosmetics into that if you really, really wanted to, but don't do too many, because don't be a Dark Tide, because that sucked. All in all, the cosmetic side is definitely cool, but there does need to be more options. There needs to be more chapter icons. There needs to be more generic stuff that is not unlocked, that is just unlocked straight away, that you don't have to work towards, especially generic icons, so people can do some sort of customization straight off the bat without really having to sort of go into one of the other chapters. Everything else, the way it works, I really like. Okay, so final thoughts on the game. What is it? Do I like it? Do I not? For me, I would give this a solid 9 out of 10. And the reason why I give that is purely for this reason. Aggressors can't have, the heavy can't have the heavy bolt rifle, and the tactical has the heavy bolt rifle. What's that about? I want to play a heavy intercessor. Give me my heavy bolt rifle on my Gravis armor, so I can play a proper guy. There's a lot of cool sort of aspects that this can potentially have, and we're going to be doing a video on classes and future classes, which I think we could probably get just by looking at some of the spoilers. That's the reason why it's going to come out after the launch, because I don't really want to spoil things for anybody who has yet to play the game. So we're going to be doing that video at a later date in the week, and we're going to be looking at potentially classes, what I think we could get. Other than that, that would probably be my major gripe. I think the game is amazing. I think it lives up to everything that we've ever wanted from Space Marine 2. Titus is cool. The story is cool. Operations are amazing. PvP is so fun and addictive. And most games only last less than 10 minutes. So good. Like, the footage I've got here is literally the videos that I recorded after finishing my live stream last night. And I basically needed stock footage for the game, for videos like this. And I just recorded like 4 or 5 games. I think one of them was like 4.5 minutes. One of them was like 7, and there was another one for about 9. And I have enough footage there to keep me going for a while, and I'll probably record a few more, and I'll probably do some operations in the future. All in all, it's such a good game. Really, really good. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the future brings for this. Like, we're still in early access. Like, that's the big thing. We're still in early access, and this game has been amazing. So I can't wait to see what Focus do for the future. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the Dark Angels DLC is going to be like. I really want to see how the season pass is going to be implemented. That's going to be kind of cool. And I want to see what they sort of bring. Are they going to bring a cash shop? Are we going to get a premium currency? These are all the kind of things I want to know. Speculation on classes and all of that kind of stuff we can do in separate videos. I do have one question, and hopefully someone is able to answer this in the comments below. In PvP, you have an overall rank, which is your rank as a player. Then each class has a rank. What does that rank for those classes actually correlate to? Because I've tried to find it and I can't work out what it does. Do my guns get better? Do my abilities get better as I go up the ranks? What is it? I don't get it. So does it tie into cosmetics? I can't see. If you know, let me know in the comments below, because it would be really good. I searched quite high and low last night trying to work out what this was, and I just couldn't see it. But other than that, game is amazing, and I'm going to be making a lot more content on Space Marine 2. So if you're in here for that, smash that subscribe button, please. Help me grow the channel, and I will do a lot more streams. I'm going to try to get a lot more Space Marine streams done, and I will be doing a lot more Space Marine content, because that's cool. This game has definitely lit a fire under my arse when it comes to my love of 40k. Painting my Howling Griffins and getting them onto the tabletop and learning to play 10th edition has been fun. Vanguard Tactics review masterclass is coming, but also the fact that this is really sort of rekindled my love for 40k in a big way, and it is really good. So really going to be excited about that. So that is the video, everybody. Like I said, if you are enjoying my content and want to support me, please subscribe to the channel. That is the best way you can do it. Dropping a comment and let me know what you think of Space Marine 2 is also going to really help. And obviously liking, sharing, and ringing the bell obviously helps. Check out my members of my Patreon if you want. And yeah, the future is bright for Space Marine 2. The game has come out as an absolute banger. PC gamer, what are you smoking? 6 out of 10. Really? You rated Golem higher than this? Idiots. Anyway, this game is awesome. Get it, buy it. It's so good. And yeah, and I will see you on the battlefield, brothers. Let's get in on.